Wow. A WWE wrestler in a Marvel movie. That's something I didn't think I would ever see. Well, you really don't see that every day. The WWE wrestler that I'm actually talking about is Dave Batista, and the movie that I'm talking about is Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, I have not ever heard of it, but I heard it's supposed to be awesome. But the fact that I'm actually hearing about it in the movie, well, I'm still interested to see it. But honestly, to be on the real, that's more interesting than this Raw tonight. There's so many feuds that's going on Raw that will get you interested if it's done right. But honestly, it's not really doing anything for this pay per view. This pay per view is 2 days away, and I'm still not caring about Payback because it seems like that they've actually done Payback a bit early. What I mean by that is the way they set these feuds up already got the resolutions to all of them, or at least a few of them, early. Like for these past few episodes of Raw and SmackDown, we have literally seen John Cena win cleanly over the Wyatt family. There's been barely any build, and it seems to me that Bray Wyatt is acting a lot more desperate than he is maniacal. And I said this on Twitter, and I'm still standing by it. There's nothing threatening about Bray Wyatt anymore. And not to mention that Bray Wyatt's followers are starting to slowly dwindle. Sure, they have the lanterns, but that's merch. You're gonna have that regardless. But you got people cheering for John Cena more than Bray Wyatt, so it seems to me that the C Nation is actually getting a bit stronger than Bray Wyatt's following. Before, Bray Wyatt had nothing but cheers, and John Cena had tons of boos. But now it's not even half and half. It's like there's more majority cheers than boos. So, what is your purpose and what is your actual message for this whole thing? I mean, seriously, what is Bray Wyatt's message at all? The fact that John Cena is a fraud is not showing anymore. It seems like they've already made the resolution early by bringing out the Usos and adding the Usos to the whole John Cena, I have to take down Bray Wyatt kind of war thing. Oh, and by the way, happy Memorial Day to all you guys that actually celebrated it. And thank you to all of those troops that are out there fighting for our country. Honestly, guys, thank you. And I know that that's kind of far off the scale, but seriously, the fact that this Memorial Day had a lot more meaning than this Raw. And Evolution, I'm sorry. I stand by how I feel for what it would for the discussion as well as for some of the things I've said on Twitter. Them coming back is a complete waste of time. Not only that, they're burying themselves. They even have their own graves on their shirts, y'all. They're burying themselves and selling it as merch. And do you really believe that for the last 2 episodes, shoot, for the last 2 weeks, either from Raw or SmackDown, they literally had their butts handed to them. And now all of a sudden, Evolution got the upper hand? Really? They haven't even made a promo for themselves all night. Shield didn't even make a retaliation, like, they didn't even make a reply promo about anything. They pretty much showed that they were going to dominate Evolution not once, not twice, but several times. So, how on earth am I even able to believe that Evolution has a shot in the dark of beating the Shield? Seriously, I don't. Not at all. And let's move on to the segment of the night about Bray Wyatt. And I know that I've just mentioned the fact that Bray Wyatt and the C Nation and just made that rant there. But seriously, I really want to hear y'all's voice about this. Do y'all really believe that Bray Wyatt is now going to extremes to have people follow his cause? Or the fact that they're really trying to get him more heel heat? I want to hear y'all's thoughts on it. But let's move on to the Divas. Now, I like Eva Marie. People give her flat because she can't wrestle, but for crying out loud, she's only been doing it for 6 months, and she just kind of got thrown into the mold. And somebody who's been thrown into the mold is actually doing it pretty well. She's starting to comfortably get used to her character. She's starting to develop who her character really is and what she wants to be. She wants to be a heel, and I think she'll be a great heel. And I think honestly, she's now a face. Of course, she's a face because of Total Divas. But besides all that, Summer Rae is now becoming one of my favorite heels. And honestly, I thought that she was gonna somehow team up with Layla, but maybe that'll come up later. But for some reason, that's something that's coming up a bit short. I thought it was gonna be some kind of feud between those two going on until Payback, since she kissed her man and all. Like I freaking care about Fandango, and nobody cares about him anymore. Let's face it, without the women on his arm, Fandango's nothing. Seriously, he's nothing. He's just a fadeaway. But besides all that, I really thought it was gonna be some kind of feud between her and Summer Rae, and it was gonna go on to Payback, which I really think it should. But I don't know. It just seems like the whole match between Eva Marie and Nikki Bella, with Nikki Bella at her corner, was just kind of a setup for all that, and it was way too predictable. But I'm still rooting for Eva Marie. I'm rooting for her a lot. I think she's gonna be a great wrestler and a great heel. She's starting to slowly understand what character she wants to be, and starting to get comfortable being in the ring. It's kind of awkward still, but she's getting used to it, and she's trying to adjust. And you can kind of tell that day by day. And I'm still rooting for her. I really am. For those that aren't, I'm still rooting for her. And as for Summer Rae, she has a lot to offer. She's a great heel. She has excellent promo work on NXT. The chick can wrestle. I really like Summer Rae, and I'm really hoping that something really interesting will go down between her and Layla. That will to kind of make them pair up to be a good heel tag team. I really am looking forward to that. And moving on from there, honestly, I don't like Alicia Fox's new heel. I really don't like the way that she's portraying herself as a heel. A lot of people think that's hot. I don't. I think it's juvenile and stupid. Now, sure, people say, oh, you're taking it too seriously. The thing is, like with women, especially female heels in the WWE, somehow does the usual stereotype and flying themselves or using their physical prowess to get what they want. Sure, that happens with a lot of the divas, but they had something interesting about the personality to where they didn't have to lean on that. With Alicia Fox, she got nothing. There is absolutely bupkis about Alicia Fox that's interesting. And the fact that she has to go around and acting like a 12-year-old, who gives wedgies? Who does that anymore? I thought we were away from the whole 90s high school or 80s high school thing. And she had to resort in giving a dude a wedgie. Not only that, she practically kind of sexually harassed a guy by just randomly kissing a dude in his face. And sure, people are like, well, Val Venus did that with everybody. But it was kind of consensual. He kind of invited a chick from the crowd to kiss him. She kind of just, I don't know what's up with her. The fact that she wets herself all the time, like literally dumps stuff on her head, and then acts like a child. No, that's not a heel way of doing these. If you really think that's a way of getting, that's another way of getting heel heat, but it's not doing much for your character. You kind of want to give your character a bit of dignity as well as honor, and that's what heels kind of are. Well, they're not honorable, but they have some dignity, some class when it comes to them being a heel. Sure, for women, it doesn't start off that way, but then it starts progressively moving up to where they actually do have, some kind of dignity, but not her. Not her. I am not a loser. Oh, gosh. I don't like Alicia Fox's new heel persona, and I hope she changes it soon because it's borderline annoying and it really makes people uncomfortable. And honestly, being a heel, in my opinion, and me going from the golden era, and I guess I'm a child of golden era, so that's pretty much why I have this different mentality here. But I really don't believe that she should have to do that in order to get noticed. You don't really have to go and do those things in order to get noticed. You have to have a great personality as well as being able to portray who your character really is without being juvenile and being completely stupid and acting like an idiot, like how Alicia Fox is acting. But that's just me personally. But moving on from there, honestly, y'all, I'm gonna stick to my guns on this. I really do feel that the whole Daniel Bryan storyline should have ended at WrestleMania 30. Seriously, they should have done a little bit more than trying to say that he's a B+ player and all this other stuff. How can you call the reality era if you can't be real about the fact that Daniel Bryan beat you not only once but twice to get the WWE title? And when the heck are you gonna merge those belts? Like, make one big giant belt instead of him having to carry two? Come on. Are you going to merge them, make them in something new, undisputed, something? But let's move on from there. But honestly, y'all, the whole Daniel Bryan storyline should have died and ended at WrestleMania 30. It should have just moved on from WrestleMania 30. Triple H usually comes out, gives the guy a handshake like, look, dude, I threw everything in but the kitchen sink at you, and you literally stood up and kept going. So honestly, I tip my hat out to you, and good show. Moving on. That's what they usually do. And then they have a little belt ceremony afterwards. But why is Stephanie bringing this on? It's really getting annoying. And also the fact of them being the authority and trying to pretend to be nice. Sure, that's somewhat reality-ish because that's what a lot of corporations do, majority of them. But for crying out loud, can we at least end this storyline without having to have Daniel Bryan give up his belt? Because like Stephanie said, and it's something that everyone was thinking, if you actually took those belts away from Daniel Bryan, or even mention it, and actually do it, you're going to have the entire WWE Universe turn against you. And now, yeah, sure, I guess it makes it a little bit interesting the fact you put his wife in the line, her career on the line, and if he doesn't give up the belts, then she's gonna lose her job. Have we seen this before? Yes, multiple times in multiple eras, people. We've seen this before. But anyway, I don't know what else to say about this Raw, y'all. My overall thoughts is this: it was mediocre and bland. Not to mention that you literally have a pay-per-view that is 2 days away, and y'all have done nothing to build it up. Not to mention how stupid it is for you guys to try to square off and end some of these feuds. Like literally having Bray Wyatt to ask, not be forced into, to ask for a last man standing match. A match he has never been in. Ever! And sure, I could talk about Bo Dallas making his Raw debut. Believe it! But I don't necessarily care much about Bo Dallas. I still think he's the creepiest. I don't know if he's a face or a heel, but the dude is freaking creepy. But I will say that Adam Rose really did impress me. It's about freaking time I can see the guy wrestle. And he actually is a good wrestler. I think I probably saw him on NXT, but I think he was a new character. He was a different character. I can't remember his name. But I do know that Adam Rose really is a fun character with a really, really serious side if you get on his bad side. And I like Adam Rose. And I will say he's probably the most interesting thing on Raw. And as for Paige, kind of makes me sad that they don't even have the chick in a feud. And Emma, they finally have Emma wrestling without Santino. Those are the only interesting things that happened in this Raw tonight. And the overall Raw was just like, meh. And my gosh, you have a pay-per-view, y'all. It's supposed to be Payback. It's supposed to be Retribution. It's supposed to be building it up to where it's supposed to be a Payback match. And honestly, y'all, if John Cena wins this, it's not gonna be good for Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's character is already diminishing. The overall aura, the overall magic that his character actually gave out to the crowd, it starts to slowly diminish into nothing. And sure, the purpose of a heel is to actually bring over some of the faces and to make the faces more appealing. And that's what they're trying to do with John Cena. It might do its purpose. It might not. I don't know. We'll see. Am I going to get Payback? I really don't care to get it, to be honest with you. And that really doesn't matter because I actually have WWE Network, so I can see it wherever. But besides all that, I really don't care much for Payback. I don't even care about the matches. And I only have and especially the Hornswoggle versus El Torito match for the umpteenth time. Y'all need to get more little people to go out there. Okay, I'm sorry, dwarves. If it's a PC way of saying it, you gotta get more dwarves. Seriously, get more dwarves in WWE, so you will not see the same dude wrestling the same dude for the next umpteenth years. But y'all, I want to see your personal thoughts. I want to know your personal thoughts. I can't really see your thoughts. Kind of weird. But I want to know your personal thoughts about this Raw tonight. Leave a comment in the comment section below or send me a video response how you personally feel about this Raw. Do you feel it's just as mediocre can be? And also, are y'all gonna see the Guardians of the Galaxy, however it is? But I want to know. I'm curious about how you guys feel. But this is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out, y'all. Later.